Okay, he's earned it.
Learn a little something. Take a lesson. Learn it all.
Welcome back to the channel, and today we are running down the Redoubled Determination and Aggression Armor lane in Act 6.2.2. So basically what this means, if the opponent has a lot of buffs, they're going to have a lot of attack and a lot of combat power gain, along with a lot of passive armor ups building every 2 seconds. You got to attack them to take it off and all that good stuff. So let's get into it. Okay, we've got our first fight here. We've seen this one before. This is another bout of Optimist with the War Machine, but now we have Red Goblin. So I'm just going to build up through the loop, launch the SP1 off of a light attack to pick up that energized buff. But first I'm going to build to just under the SP2, just so it's easier to get to the SP3. Next, going to drop those Carnage Bombs to get that power drain over time. So basically, while that's active, he can never get SP3. So it's a really great way to bait out and continue adding more heavy attacks because it's always going to drain them. So from here, going to work up to the SP3, continuing on adding those heavy attacks to keep that power drain down. And as you can see, having that Energize is helping me at least mitigate all those suppressions. And from here, I want to launch the SP3, but I want to do that off of a heavy attack. So we're going to put that power drain on him first. This is going to give us that aptitude buff after the SP3. Okay, so I got my 7 random Carnage Bomb effects, which also happens to be power drain, which is really great. But I also have this double aptitude here, so all I have to do is build up to the SP2 and launch off of a medium attack. And that's going to give me a boost on the Fury that comes along with it. Okay, going for that 5-hit combo. I could have swore that was a parry, so I let go. My mistake. All right, here we go. Let's get that SP2. Boom, bam, and done. Okay, apologies in advance for this one. So while he's in null mode, he is going to be unblockable, so I can't let him hit me, at least until that null mode is over, or I can figure out a way to knock him down, which is likely going to be with the SP1. But this is a long fight. I kind of thought I would get through it. I was thinking about MoleMan to get past the auto block, but I probably should have just used Red Goblin, but that auto block doesn't kick in till towards the end of the match, so this was my choice on this one. Yeah. So we get that knockdown. I didn't want to do the knockdown too early because I didn't really want him regenning, but as you can see, auto block failed, so the plan worked. It's just a really long plan. So you know what? I think I'm going to double speed this one. I don't want to put you guys through that. Let's go. Now trying to bait out that SP1 because I don't want to deal with the miss on the SP2. Somehow Dex failed on that little dash right there, so I took a hit. All good. Let's just get this done. I think by this point I was pretty fatigued on this fight and totally forgot about going over the 10 charges, so shouldn't have done this, but at the end of the day there's only 10% left, so it's not that big of a deal. Ugh, what a slog. Okay, so I figured I'd take Cap Infinity War up against this one with that great block proficiency, especially if he's gaining all these buffs to help mitigate a lot of that damage. At least that's the plan anyway. I know you saw the preview. So there's one hit in particular that doesn't feel too good. However, the plan is to go through and bait out the SP1 as much as possible and try to avoid the SP2 as much as possible because he's most likely going to launch that when I'm in the corner or something like that. And right on cue, just not the SP2, which is great for me and you. I didn't really mean to rhyme that, but I figured since I was already committed, why not? Okay, so here trying to get out another SP1, and I think this is where the bad times happen. Yes, the bad times happen here. Bam! 22,000 hit points, that's crazy. Okay, so we were able to glance that and at least not take so much of that damage. So we were able to push him back, and I'm going for the SP2 because I'm in the middle of the stage at this point. But he was still able to tag me just a little bit, but it wasn't enough to take me down, so I was happy about that. Alright, getting that heavy attack into the SP2 to do a good amount of damage. And all we have to do now is just bait out the SP2. There we go. We have more than enough space. And it looks like we're in good shape as long as we can keep this 8% going. What's going to happen here is we're going to get one of those green goblin situations. He's going to read my move as soon as I dash and launch the SP2. There's nothing you can do about that. If he's pre-read the move, it's done. Okay, so we move in with the Red Goblin. This should be pretty easy. Taking him down to just under 25%, I believe he's going to activate his frenzy because I already have one bloodlust. And there it is. There's the frenzy and the true sense. And so I've got lots of really great things going on here. Increased damage, true sense, which I don't really need right now, but I do get a double up on my buffs, which is great. So I'm just going to run in and finish with a medium attack and launch the SP1, which should be more than enough. I got 2 Furies off of that, and we're finished. Okay, next up we've got Iron Man Infinity War, and we obviously brought MoleMan here to bypass that auto block, but we do have 2 auto block counters here. Again, with Red Goblin, he just has to have low enough health to get to it with that frenzy. But now that I have another bloodlust, that can happen even sooner. But you still got to get through like 75% health. So I had a little bit of a late dex on that one, so I wasn't able to counter. But for now, we're going to see that auto block counter work out pretty well for us. It almost feels like MoleMan's a little bit slow on that dex in return. Silver Surfer was faster when I was doing the Summoner Showdown. I was able to counter and get right back in, so this one maybe just be tuning the timing just a little bit. Alright, just missed that monster mass. Not to keep the frenzy going, but all good. I mean, we're doing better work than we did with Darkhawk on here, so... Hey, look, we got the counter. I swear that's the same timing I had before. And that one was even better and he was still able to block, so I don't know. I don't know. We're just going to keep on doing what we do. So as you can see here, I'm trying to adjust the timing to be able to do the counter, but it seems like that was just a little bit too early, so... I don't know. It's not feeling too good. It seems like these timings should be working, but I think that's my last attempt. I mean, most likely. So I'm going to go ahead and try to launch that SP2. I'm going to get some frenzy going on here. There we go. Boom, but back blast got me. Alright, MoleMan did good, but now that we have 2 bloodlusts, we now get frenzy at 35% and below, so we are well within that range, and we are going to be ignoring all of those auto blocks. Okay, running with the SP1 method off of just under the SP2. Okay, still not getting that timing down. Could just be the Dave Rust at this point. Alright, so we've gotten 2 of those energized off of just 1 SP1 attack, which is fantastic. Wasn't paying attention to the power gain and was too late to react. I should have just launched the SP1 with the Furies and that probably would have taken him out. Ripped my health bar. Okay, enough with the doo-doo plays. Here we are, we've got Red Goblin going up against Heimdall. Pretty sure we can do this. There's no auto block going on here, and we have 3 bloodlusts, so we're gonna pick up that frenzy at 45% health. which is just under half health, so it's going to get very interesting right around there. So we're doing our usual plan, just under SP2, launching the SP1, getting that energized buff, so that we can build up the rest of the meter a lot faster. Now these heavy attacks really do come in handy. It mitigates the power gain and really does make the difference. So we're building up to the SP3 and making sure that we're just baiting out SP1s. We don't want that SP2, don't want to have to deal with that. So before launching the SP3, I want to make sure that I bait out that SP1 so we're not pushing him to SP2. And then we're going to get a parry, and we are going to launch the heavy attack, and then we'll have some aptitude to beef up our stuff. Alright, well, we're in Frenzy because of the SP3, so all good. And we're going to keep that Frenzy no matter what once we hit 45%, and now it's permanent. So all we've got to do here is work up to the SP2 and launch off of that medium attack. Oh, made a mistake there, but we do see the power drain happening, which is really, really great. Alright, gave us a gift going for that heavy attack. We're going to go and finish with a medium. SP2, and done. I mean, we haven't even seen the full power of that yet. Anyway, moving on. And alright, we've got our rank 5 Vision up against Emma Frost. And this is going to be quite a stark comparison. The previous episode had him at rank 4. I just figured it was about time we take him up, because I'm using him for a lot of stuff now. And I had the mats laying around, and getting those intercepts in with this god of power and intercepts. I don't know, there's just something about his build, like his rig, his model in the game that gives him superior reach, gives you the perfect like stance for intercepts no matter what. This isn't as easy with other champions, so he's pretty much a joy to use whenever you can get it in. Okay, I was just dashing back. I did not mean to shoot that off, but all good. We're gonna go ahead and power drain her here. Boom. You gotta be a little cautious though, because she could always launch that junk. So I'm trying to bait her out here so we don't run into that loop. There we go, and we are in. Got that intercept, SP2 right there, boom. Then we got the wake up intercept. I don't really know if that's intercept. I think she just wasn't blocking. But here we go, we're gonna launch that SP1, boom, and catch her right in the grill. Okay, got that heavy attack. Now we got our SP2, bam, we're gonna launch that. And I went in just a little bit too early, so she was able to counter me with another light attack. It looks broken, but I was just a tad too early on that one, so my bad. Mea culpa. C'est pas faute moi. In whatever language you can say that. Okay, we got one more intercept coming. Well, not that. I got messed up by the limber. I forgot about that, but all good. Took a little bit of a hit and launched that SP1, and it is done. Okay, you guys have seen this fight like 100 times by now, so it's Warlock once again. And we're going to be using that synergy with Vision, giving us the Furies right there. So every time we hit Mr. Sinister, he's supposed to be giving us a poison, and when we're immune, we get a Fury, which is going to give us the key to Caustic Temper here. On top of that, we are poison immune, which is also handling this Caustic Temper at the same time. So anyway, we're just going to fight through doing our usual thing. Build up to that SP3 with the Fury, rinse and repeat. However, there is a twist to the story, but I'll just let it play out for now. So here I decided to switch it up and do a heavy attack to get a little bit of bleed. But I forgot that I had a precision buff, and that pushed him all the way into the SP3. I tried to get back in, but he launched that SP3 so fast. And so anyway, yeah, there's a twist to the story. I didn't get a one-shot this time. But this does give me a chance to come in with my rank 5 vision and finish it off. So let's go. So doing my light intercept thing with vision. Here I tried to get that light intercept, but I did my trick where you do the light and you block right away. Like I said before, every so often the AI will micro pause before they come to attack, just to throw that timing off a little bit, and we're able to counter that with that move. So if you just pause a little bit on that light attack with a quick block and then continue, you can still continue your combo because the connection stays. So just a little tip. Alright, continuing on, getting the last part of this fight out of the way with the intercept, getting into our SP2, bam, knocking him down, and we're able to finish up those combos. He wasn't actually attacking, I think he just had his guard down once again, because it's kind of more difficult to get those on the SP2 than it is on the SP1. But anyway, we're coming up to a close here, and we're done. So, wasn't my best showing on this lane today, but hey, at least you get to see my showings. Probably could have said that better, but anyway, if you liked the video and you want to see more, go ahead and click subscribe, like, comment, and share, but share it with your friends and your mama, and remember, stay dorky, and I'll catch y'all on the flip. Oh, OPTIMIST.
Learn a little something. Take a lesson. Learn it all.